WWE superstars are some of the richest athletes in the world. These athletes earn no less than six-figure salary to millions of dollars yearly. It's way better when a superstar wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. That way, they get a one-year contract worth millions of dollars. Anyway, with this amount of money, you can expect these wrestlers to splurge on anything they like, including the dumbest things ever. In today's video, we're going to show you some of the dumbest purchases ever made by WWE athletes. Triple H, dinosaur skull for Vince McMahon. The McMahon family runs the WWE show, and they own the bigger bucks in the industry. It's only right that they splurge, but not all of their purchases are the wisest. Triple H, who is married to Stephanie, Vince McMahon's daughter, hopes to run the industry one day just like his father-in-law, so he must buy into whatever Vince McMahon wants. Triple H revealed that he shared a close relationship with Vince despite their diverse business philosophies, but one aspect he never got to understand about Vince McMahon is his choice of gifts. He also added that McMahon had everything, so it's a bit difficult to figure out what to get for his father-in-law. In order to get Vince a gift that may suit his taste, Triple H bought a dinosaur skull from the film set of WWE Studios' The Chaperone. Triple H blew over $40,000 on that purchase. The dinosaur skull, named Stan T-Rex, hangs on the wall at Vince McMahon's office at the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. Why he spent such an amount on a giant skull is quite a puzzle, but why not if his father-in-law likes it? Baron Corbin, human skulls. If you thought it was weird that Triple H splurged thousands of dollars on a dinosaur skull, I wonder what you'll think when you hear about Baron Corbin's human skull collection. Corbin is known throughout the WWE industry as one of the weirdest wrestlers today. The man keeps to himself most of the time, and he doesn't have a lot of friends in the industry. It's possibly because they don't want their skulls on his shelf one of these days. In his home, Corbin has a collection of human skulls, which he purchased. Apparently, he enjoys collecting human skulls. There's also a taxidermy collection in Corbin's home of various animals. Corbin recently paid a lot of money to purchase an old home of The Undertaker. I'm not sure what he was thinking when he bought the house, but I'm sure we can all take a wild guess. Big Show, tour bus. Do you know what makes this purchase dumb? The fact that Big Show thought a tour bus is a better mobile home for him since he's, big. His reason for buying it may not be the best, but it turned out to be a bit handy for the big guy. These wrestlers often moved between cities in a week, and for a man like the Big Show, traveling in a regular-sized car could be really difficult for him. So his investment in the tour bus has helped him to a reasonable extent. However, the road schedule of Big Show has cut down dramatically over the past few years, as he isn't a regular in the industry anymore. An expensive tour bus is usually purchased when you're expected to travel weekly for years. Big Show didn't get as much bang for his buck, but he at least got to travel in style. Seth Rollins, Lamborghini, Mr. Money in the Bank himself. The Monday Night Messiah is the longest holder of the WWE Money in the Bank make category. A briefcase containing a contract worth millions of dollars can only mean one thing: more money for Rollins. After he won the Money in the Bank contract, Rollins went on a splurge. He started by buying a house in his home state of Iowa, which was only right. Rollins went on to buy a Lamborghini, and that's where the problem is. Is it wrong for a celebrity to purchase a supercar? Certainly not. But what's the use of owning a supercar and not being able to drive it more than 5 times a year? Absolutely dumb. Remember that the WWE stars have a travel schedule, and they're hardly ever in one city for 2 nights. In fact, Rollins has stated he rarely gets to drive his own car, considering the traveling schedule for WWE. He has to rent cars in the states he visits to perform in. What's the use of owning a supercar that you can't drive? John Cena's supercar collection. Speaking about cars, it's a bit understandable if a wrestler who travels frequently buys one supercar. But a wrestler having a whole collection of supercars is outright ridiculous. John Cena is one of the WWE's top superstars, and it's only right for him to have millions of dollars in the bank. One thing Cena has spent his millions on is his collection of expensive cars. Cena has dozens of classic cars, including a Corvette, Charger, and Ford GT. They're all worth an absurd amount of money. The crazy part about these purchases is that he rarely ever drives these cars, and he doesn't buy them for the fun of driving them. He parks the cars in his auto showroom and drives each one once or twice a year. Last I checked, cars are a depreciating asset. So what's the use of splurging millions if he isn't going to use the cars? Including a Corvette, Charger, and Ford GT, aside from his other cars, Cena also has a closet full of designer suits. Now that he has branched into Hollywood, he won't be on the road as much. And maybe, just maybe, he'll get to drive his cars more. Ric Ric Flair's weekly designer outfits. His fighting days may be over, but the legendary Ric Flair, aka The Woo, remains a big name and face in the WWE. Ric Flair lived up to his name with his incredibly expensive and captivating fashion style. When it comes to outfits, Ric Flair isn't a man to look up to, as he spends a fortune on every suit he wears, and he never wears them again. He always gave out these insanely expensive outfits after wearing them once. The arrogant heel character of Flair extended to real life, when he spent hundreds to thousands of dollars on new clothing every week, not expecting it to hurt his wallet. Flair started stripping down to his underwear in WCW promos, throwing the expensive items into the crowd. The fact that he ended up losing most of his money in his older years proves it was a terrible call to waste the money this often. Bray Wyatt's diamonds for JoJo. If a purchase costs you your marriage, then it's got to be the most stupid thing you've ever bought. Bray Wyatt knows what I'm talking about. Back in 2018, rumors of an alleged affair between Bray Wyatt and WWE ring announcer JoJo rocked the WWE industry. These rumors didn't just take a toll on Wyatt's career, but they also earned him divorce papers from his wife. Bray's ex-wife Samantha claimed in court that Wyatt spent over $11,000 in diamonds and other gifts for JoJo during a 10-day period. You may think blowing off 11 grand on your girlfriend isn't that big of a deal, but here's what makes it a big difference. At the time, Bray Wyatt was failing to pay his child support, and he claimed to Samantha that he made deposits. According to Samantha, she never got any of his payments. Splurging $11,000 on diamonds and leaving your child without financial care has to be the dumbest thing anyone could ever do. Big Cass and Carmella, Florida mansion. Buying a home with your partner is never a bad idea. And by partner, I mean there has to be a ring on it. So if you're not married, you may want to take a chill pill before purchasing a house together. Only if someone gave Big Cass and Carmella this advice. They wouldn't have made the dumbest purchase ever. The two superstars were everyone's favorite couple at the time, and despite their insanely busy schedules, they still managed to make their relationship work. The two went on to purchase a home together in Florida. It would be a huge purchase for any one person, but a young couple doing it was a risky idea. The risk played out when they split up 3 months after purchasing the house. They got tangled up in a tricky situation of selling off the house and splitting finances. Buying the house wasn't the smartest purchase in the first place. Enzo Amore, $50,000 sneakers. We all know sneakers are ridiculously expensive, but blowing 50 grand on a pair of sneakers just so you could wear it for a match is plainly unnecessary and dumb. Enzo Amore started in the WWE as one of everyone's favorite wrestlers, but as his game grew, so did his ego. He wasn't shy about flaunting his wealth all over social media. He spent $50K on a pair of designer sneakers for his match at WrestleMania 33. He also spent money to get front row seats at boxing and UFC matches in Las Vegas. Enzo's constant spending and bragging became a turnoff with fans and the locker room. The humble life caught up with him pretty fast, as his behavior and personal issues outside the ring caused the WWE to fire him. These are some of the dumbest purchases WWE athletes have ever made, and one can't blame them for it. When you have so much money, you tend to splurge it on things you don't even need. Which one of these items would you purchase if you had the net worth of a WWE athlete? Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for this channel. We have loads of exciting content just for you.